Jake wasn't supposed to book that Airbnb. At least, that's what his gut told him as he stared at the listing late one Friday night. But exhaustion has a way of silencing instincts. After a long drive through endless countryside and a last-minute cancellation at a motel, he didn't have many options. The listing looked normal enough. Quiet countryside home. Private. Perfect for a peaceful getaway. The photos showed a small, isolated house surrounded by trees. No neighbors. No estrellitas. Just darkness and silence. Exactly what Jake thought he needed. The directions were strange. The GPS stopped working about 10 minutes before he reached the place. The signal dropped completely, leaving only a blinking blue dot on a blank screen. He had to rely on the host's written instructions. Turn left at the broken fence. Drive until you see a mailbox with no number. The house is behind it. Jake found the fence, then the mailbox, but the house didn't appear until he was almost on top of it. It just emerged from the darkness like it had been waiting. The first thing he noticed was how quiet it was. No insects, no wind, no distant cars, just silence so thick it felt unnatural. He grabbed his bag and walked up to the door. It was already unlocked. That wasn't mentioned in the listing. He hesitated, then pushed it open. Inside, the air felt stale. Not dusty, just still, like the house hadn't been disturbed in a long time. But everything looked clean. Too clean. The furniture was perfectly arranged. The kitchen counters were empty. No personal items anywhere. No photos. No signs that anyone had ever lived there. It didn't feel like a home. It felt staged. Jake shook it off. "You're just tired," he muttered. He dropped his bag in the bedroom, kicked off his shoes, and lay down. Within minutes, he fell asleep. The noise woke him, a soft, dragging sound, like something being pulled slowly across the floor. Jake's eyes snapped open. For a moment, he didn't move. The sound came again. Scrape. It was coming from outside the bedroom. He sat up, heart pounding. "Hello," he called out. No response. The house went silent again. He grabbed his phone. No signal. Of course. Using the flashlight, he stepped into the hallway. Everything looked exactly as it had before. Empty. Still. But something felt different. The air was colder. He walked toward the living room. That's when he saw it. The front door was open. Jake froze. He was sure he had closed it. Slowly, he stepped closer. The night outside was pitch black, like a void pressing against the doorway. He leaned out slightly, shining his light into the darkness. Nothing. No movement. No sound. Just endless black. Scrape. Jake spun around. The sound was behind him now, inside the house. "Who's there?" he shouted, louder this time. Still no answer. But then, a soft thud from the bedroom. Jake's stomach dropped. He had just come from there. Slowly, he walked back down the hallway. Each step felt heavier. The bedroom door was slightly open now. He was certain he had left it wide open before. He pushed it gently. The door creaked. The room looked normal. His bag was where he left it. The bed was unmade. But something was wrong. His phone charger was plugged in. He hadn't plugged it in. Jake stepped back. His breath quickened. "That's not funny," he said, even though he was alone. Or at least, he thought he was. Then he heard it, right behind him. A whisper, so close it brushed his ear. "You came early." Jake spun around. No one. The hallway was empty, but the air felt crowded. He ran, straight to the front door. But as he reached it, it slammed shut. Jake grabbed the handle. It wouldn't budge. He pulled harder. Nothing. Behind him, footsteps. Slow. Dragging. Getting closer. Jake didn't turn around. He didn't want to see it. Whatever it was. Instead, he ran back into the house, locking himself in the bathroom. He pushed his weight against the door. Silence again. Minutes passed, or maybe hours. Time didn't feel real anymore. Then, a knock. Soft, deliberate, on the bathroom door. Jake held his breath. Another knock, this time harder. Then a voice. Calm, almost friendly. Jake, you didn't check out yet. His blood ran cold. He never told anyone his name. The doorknob slowly turned. Jake screamed and pushed harder against the door. The knocking stopped. The turning stopped. Silence. Then from the other side, a quiet chuckle and footsteps walking away. Jake didn't move for a long time. When he finally gathered the courage to leave the bathroom, the house was empty again. The front door was open. He didn't pack. He didn't look back. He just ran. When he finally reached the main road, his phone signal returned. The first thing he did was open the Airbnb app. The listing was gone. No booking, no host, no history, like it never existed. But later that night, when he checked his phone again, there was a new notification from an unknown sender. A single message. Next time, don't leave so soon.